I don't even know how to start this. P. Nakos of On3 is reporting that Sam Leavitt is expected to hit the portal and potentially not play for the rest of the year. It was leaked on Twitter, the conversation to Sam Leavitt's agent, which also basically confirmed that, quote unquote, he had not made a decision yet. Joe, when you think of this Sam Leavitt thing, you see everything that's going on in this from Arizona State. Kenny Dillingham did come out and said he didn't want players that didn't want to be here. What do you think about this Sam Leavitt situation?
Well, Levitt's brother, who represents him, came out and tried to make it seem like that he did not intend to leave Arizona State. He posted a screenshot of a conversation between him and Nakos, and actually, I don't think Levitt's brother realized. He kind of confirmed what the report was.
1,000% confirmed that.
He confirmed the report because the report was he has not officially decided at this time. He didn't say anything about how they weren't considering doing it. That's what the report was, is that he was considering leaving. There's two sides with this. Levit entering the portal is something that makes sense because he is such a big name player and he's such a physically gifted athlete, and the rumors of him potentially entering last year, him making the jump to the NFL as he was brought up as a draft prospect, but didn't really take the step that people were hoping for, and he got pretty banged up this year. Him getting a chance to go to a bigger program, I think, is right for his future.
Agreed.
Go to a team that has a history of developing quarterbacks, take the opportunity to learn in the right system, and go to the NFL. One of the projections that's been put out there is how amazing, actually two of the projections is how amazing would it be if he went to Indiana, and how amazing would it be if he went to Oregon. Both of those teams would be perfect for him based on the track record of quarterback performance that they have had. USC would be intriguing too if Maeva ended up declaring, although they have Longstreet if they think he's ready to go at the current moment. But the other part with this, I'm almost not even focused on Levit because it makes sense. It's something that you hear murmurs about, and it's, oh, okay, this is the direction that this is going in. It's the future and how the sport's working. I feel like that this is a pretty foreboding sign that Dillingham is strongly in consideration for some of these big jobs. There was I think it was today when he was speaking to the media, he had this whole long diatribe about how he wants local businesses to sign his players to NIL deals. A little odd, like a little like, okay, like we get that you're trying to advocate for your team, but so the quiet part with that is you don't have enough money to operate the way that you wish you could operate.
Correct.
Blake, I really think that Dillingham is being more seriously considered in these openings for these major programs than people realize. And from the way that this is kind of unraveled, I believe he's been offered a contract extension and he hasn't signed it. He's one of the few coaches that has not signed that extension. Brahm also, I don't think, has signed an extension either, which is another one of these guys in a similar situation. This is at his alma mater that is also in the mix. But
yeah, Brahm's going to sign, though.
Dillingham intrigues me because I think Arizona State is one of those teams that has their hands tied behind their back that just does not have the money to become a real national player.
Last week on AYS, and I see like Stephen Young in here, he would probably attest to this. I got obliterated by Arizona State fans last week.
Really?
Because I said, I don't give two Rudy Poos what Kenny Dillingham says. Whether he stays at Arizona State or whether he leaves, the truth of the matter is during your bye week, he fielded phone calls from big-time institutions about their head coaching opportunities. A couple of them were in the SEC. And I'm not guessing on that. So I say this, stay with me here. Coaches lie. Assistant coaches lie. ADs lie. Staffers lie. You know who doesn't lie a lot? Players. They're going to tell you what's going on. The whole Kenny Dillingham, I'm going to talk about this a lot tonight for the backup plan for LSU thing. Joe, I'm not buying it. He's constantly having to go out there and say, we need more money, we need more money, we need more money. He's done it 6 times this year. Would you like to know the dates? Because I got them. Okay, this is just the month of October. Are you ready? October the 4th, October the 7th, October the 12th, October the 15th, October the 17th, October the 19th. Do you want me to keep going? Because
we can add today to that list.
You can add today to that list. So every single time that he's getting into the podium, directly or indirectly, he is calling out Arizona State saying we need more. Now, I like Kenny Dillingham. Joe, he's my age. So it would be wild if he became the head coach of a big-time institution in the SEC. I'd just be like, how do you even – Joe, that's like me becoming the head coach of LSU, just as an example.
That could happen.
No, the only way that it's happening is on College Football 26. It ain't happening in real life. He is shopping himself. Players don't lie. Do I think Sam Leavitt is being given opportunities at other big-time institutions? Yes. But regardless if he stays or not, he is putting his name in this coaching carousel to see what he can get. So I'm with you. Yeah, you're right. You're 1,000% right. He's trying to see if he can get an LSU, an Auburn. Does Florida get down their list enough to get to Kenny Dillingham? Does LSU? Because somebody's going to miss out on Lane Kiffin. Somebody's going to miss out on John Summerall. What does Arkansas do? Which we didn't talk about this. James Franklin went to Virginia Tech. Joe, I'm hearing it's because that they would not promise more money to their assistant coaches or in NIL to James Franklin. Why they completely whiffed. Completely whiffed. And nobody with the right mind is going to go take that job until you give them those promises. Arizona State fans, you're going to come in here and you're going to tell me I'm wrong. And I'm going to ask you to go around and ask LSU people who know what the truth of this is.
Well,
you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is during the bye week when he sent his entire staff and his entire team home and gave them the week off, it wasn't for their benefit. It wasn't because Jeff Sims ran for over 200 yards. It's because he didn't want you around to know what he was doing. The whole my mom and in-laws live on the same street. Brother, there would be moving trucks up there tomorrow if LSU or Florida or Auburn needed it too. Tempe's Tempe. This is the SEC.
Yeah. They don't have the bread to keep.
By the way,
around.
hold on 1 second. What's Penn State going to do? Like, even if it's Penn State, do you mean to tell me that Kenny Dillingham wouldn't go to Florida, Penn State, LSU, or Auburn? You're smoking crack.
Well, Chesney is one of the biggest names that keeps getting brought up for Penn State, which I think that would be a perfect fit. I think that Chesney is a great coach with the way that he elevated Holy Cross and the way that he's built JMU up to the point, or not built up, but like extended their success since Signetti left. I think he's going to be the Penn State coach, but it's to your point. There's so many openings that someone like Dillingham needs to get pulled away. Here's one other part about this that doesn't get brought up. When you've got a guy as young as Dillingham, that's more unique than
34 years old, by the way.
I don't know how old Key is at Georgia Tech or Lee is at Vanderbilt, but he's so young, he could leave and come back. Like, seriously, he could leave, get fired, and go back to Arizona State. There is a world where in the next 30 years, he could have an opportunity to go back to Arizona State.
But let me throw
I
this.
think they'd be happy to take him back.
Well, you say that, and people say, no, there would be no way. Well, Bobby Petrino's the interim coach at Arkansas.
Yeah, exactly the point.
He wrecked a motorcycle with a blonde with big hoo-haws on a motorcycle. Anything can happen. How would you want him to leave?
What do you mean?
We just got in a fight on how people do this. So how should he leave?
It was very Lane Kiffin specific. I'm
okay,
just
but
saying
how
that
should he leave? Because here's the truth. He's lying to your face. Lane Kiffin at least has the nuts to not really tell you and lie to your face. Kenny's lying to their face.
I think we're getting a little too aggressive with doing he's lying to their. He's got to protect himself.
He told his team that he's not going anywhere when I know that he's talking to other teams about their head coaching opportunities. If you're going to stay, you're not talking to somebody else. That's like, baby, I ain't cheating on you. Meanwhile,
wait, but hold on. Okay, but we can't. You can't frame it as if what Lane was doing was so much better. He used his star running back as a prop in an interview to make everybody to stop looking at him. Like that to me was really effed up, by the way. We didn't really talk about that, but like from that angle, it's kind of effed up that he tried to do that.
It is. I don't disagree with that. He's lying to their face, though. He's lying to their face.
I don't know if I classify it as lying to their face.
Telling your team that you will be at Arizona State, and when you take a next job, is that a lie? Yes or no? When you're actively asking other programs if they would like for you to be their next head coach, and when you told your players the week before you're not leaving, is it a lie?
He's not telling the truth, but what else is he supposed to do in this situation?
Okay, it goes back to my point with Lane Kiffin. What do you want Lane to do?